Okay, how was your session about data streaming and?
The one that's on, if you have too much data, then good enough is good enough?
Yeah,
yes.
Great. Can you tell something about this session?
Well, it was just some things where I had recently transferred to the SQL team, and there was an opportunity internally to do a presentation, and the fellow running the series said, do you want to do this other talk? And I said, no, I should write a new talk, because all this is on my mind. Okay. And so I thought about all of the ways in which relational databases are wonderful, but not good enough, not matching the needs of what people have. Right? And when you have a lot of data, when you have a lot of partners communicating data, when you're processing vast amounts of data, it changes the nature of things, and relational, while it's wonderful, isn't quite enough. And so that's what I was trying to highlight, is some of the worries I have, and some of the areas in which I see it not quite fitting.
Okay. Yeah, at our university, we only learn to modeling a lot of data, a lot of historical data, do an analysis about the data itself.
Yes.
How do you see it? The university can do things to make sure the future data streaming is possible.
Well, data streaming is fun, and there's many technical academic papers on them. And I know I'm going to, in January, to the conference on innovative database research, and I was there 2 years ago and saw a whole bunch of articles on streaming data. And it's an interesting area where people are trying to figure it out. I actually laugh because sometimes people approach it and attempt to make it look like SQL. Sometimes people approach it and attempt to make it look like XML. And I kind of laugh because usually the people who are making it look like SQL are over 40 years of age. And usually the people who are trying to make it look like XML are under 40 years of age. And so I just kind of giggle about that because it's an interesting thing. You can do it both ways, but which is going to have a bigger impact? Am I making sense?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Okay. What's the most valuable thing you've seen on TechEd for this year? For you?
Unfortunately, I've done 5 talks, and so I haven't had much opportunity to get out and learn from others. It's kind of a job. You know, I don't have the joy of, because, well, it's my own fault for coming and doing too many talks and not being ready enough. But if I were more ready, then I'd be possible to go and see new things. But I went to a half of one other talk, so.
Okay. Okay, last thing.
Speaker lounge is nice.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. We tried to get some quotes from the speakers.
Okay.
Do you have some kind of quote?
You gotta help me. I can make all sorts of stuff up. What area of quote do you want?
Maybe personal thing. For yourself.
A personal thing? Well, to me, I actually am excited about getting back, and I want to push product forward. And I see being in the SQL team, there's great opportunities as SQL is doing, cloud work and with SQL services. I think that that's a great thing, but I also think that there's more possibility to do application execution and driving things that are data-driven and running it across the cloud. And that's my personal area of passion.
Okay, great. What keeps you enthused about doing this thing?
It's always fun. There's all sorts of new stuff to deal with. Are you kidding me? The world is more complex than when I got into the industry, over 30 years ago. And it's more vibrant and exciting, and Jiminy Christmas, it's a wonderful place to work. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you very much. Do you have some questions or leave it to it?
Nope. Yeah? Did it seem okay?
Yeah, it was very
Sure.